The island of Dominica is part of the Caribbean Highlands, which contain a lot of volcano activity. Now, the island of Dominica is in the Caribbean Sea in the string of Caribbean islands. In this map, you can see a zoomed in image of Dominica's landscape and geography. You can see the different river routes that run through it and its different hilly landforms that make up the majority of the island. In the following images, you can see the landscape of the island and its different geological formations such as the bays, waterfalls, and the mountainous volcano that are on the island. The island of Dominica was formed due to a subduction zone that is near the islands in the Caribbean Highlands, and the subduction zone caused volcanic activity as well as earthquakes. In my peer-reviewed article, they discussed how in a period of just about 6 months, they were able to detect about 769 earthquakes of varying magnitudes, and the seismic activity is concentrated in the lower crust and in the mantle wedge. Now, this is significant because they believe that the seismic activity beneath the inner and outer forearc is related to a difference of crustal structure between the inner forearc, which they believe is dense and thick, and that the outer forearc is more light and flexible, and this enhances the seismic activity which caused these island formations. The island of Dominica has a tropical climate and gets a fair amount of precipitation, and the higher in elevation one goes, the higher the precipitation levels are. The island is also prone to tropical storms and hurricanes, which can be quite damaging to the local settlements and towns that are on the island. The economy of Dominica is mainly agricultural, with crops such as sugar, coffee, and cocoa being very traditional crops for the region, but the government has made efforts to diversify the types of crops the island produces. So the island is now producing crops such as citrus, pineapples, melons, and mangoes, and this is helping to expand their economy. They also have a fair amount of tourism, especially ecotourism, with people from all over the world wanting to come and see its unique habitats and land formations. Before European settlement on the island of Dominica, there was the Kiliongo tribes that settled the island. They were a native culture that was indigenous to the island previous to European contact. They were a tribe that was very warfaring. They would go and attack neighboring islands, villages, and basically pillage them for their resources and their possessions. They have a history of practicing cannibalism. They have done research that has shown that they had different types of ceremonies where cannibalism was very prevalent and was part of their religion. Some environmental concerns the island faced are shortages of drinking water due to it having most of its freshwater sources coming from rainfall, so it can make having sufficient drinking water for the inhabitants very difficult during times of drought. The island also faces deforestation due to the agriculture that is taking place on the island. The farmers will remove sections of the natural forest to clear for farmland, but that unfortunately causes severe damage to the environment for the forest ecosystem. It's also a fair amount of soil erosion issues due to roads being built and other, human activities. There is pollution of the coastal zone by chemicals used in the farming and factories on the island, and the water is also being contaminated with untreated sewage due to a lack of proper technology for handling sewage on the island. A fun fact about the tourism on the islands is all their gorgeous waterfalls. The island is very well known for their beautiful waterfalls. They have about 300 waterfalls on the island, and many tourists travel from very far and wide of the world to come and see the beautiful sights that this island has to offer.